Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer. And good morning, my dear friends. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Well, we've made it through another week. It's Friday. Throw your hands in the air. You know, we've had a long week this week, okay? But so many things have happened, and it is a great pleasure that I can say, thank God it's Friday, and I'm sure you're feeling the same way. Light rain on the outside, but I want you to feel no fret at all, because you've got all the sunshine you'll need right here today. And what we're going to do today, my friends, you've got me going to be telling you about things that we're going to recap a lot of things that's important that happened earlier in the week. And I think it's important that we keep some things top of mind. Why is that? Because, you know, sometimes we don't think about it, you don't hear about it often, we tend to forget. And that is not what we're going to let happen here today. I truly hope that you've had a great weekend. I want to encourage you, as always, to be a part of this conversation at 850-432-7768. And tell somebody to tell somebody. You can call or text and share your opinions, share your thoughts right here on Sunshine's Corner. We are a community station. We are what we say we are. We get out and we make a difference. We talk about the conversations that are difficult to have, but yet you can feel safe doing them right here. And that's what it feels like when you know that you're trying to make a difference. Change doesn't feel good, but it's absolutely necessary. And I welcome you in on this Friday. So listen, I'll tell you, so much is going on this week that has happened, and I've got some things I want to remind you about so that you can be a part of. And please, if it's something that I overlook, look, I have everything. I have my note cards here with me, but if there's something that I have not talked about, please feel free and reach out to me and talk about it with me today right here at Sunshine's Corner. When I say that Blab TV has afforded me an opportunity to be that connection for our community, and we're going to utilize that to the fullest. We are going to make sure that when you want to know, when you want to hear about it, you're going to hear about it here, good, bad, and ugly. When you want to hear about it or talk about it, you can all do it here and hear both sides of the story. You don't have to think that here you can only hear one way. We can give it to you straight. I've got to say this to a gentleman, and I will not call your name, but he says he watches the show diligently. And he had asked me to put together a show that refers to and reflects to men and some issues that goes on. I want you to know, sir, that I did not stop. That show will be coming up in a few weeks, and I have it all lined up so you can get the answers of the questions that you were asking me that I could not answer. But I did tell you after I talked to you, I think it was when I emailed you the second time, that I'm working on it so that we can do as we say we're going to do. If I don't know, I'm going to find somebody who can. So I'm glad to say that, because it was confirmed on yesterday that the doctor's going to come in and talk about the things that you wanted covered, so that you will know on some things that you would know how to handle with yourself or some of the situations or some of the things that life will throw our way that you're dealing with. And thank you for asking. And that's why I tell everybody else, if it's something else that you would like to hear, if it's something you want to talk about, do the same as he did. Raymond, I believe, is his name. I'm only going to call you first name because there are a lot of Raymonds out there. But please do as he did. Reach out to me, and I guarantee you I'll do my best to make it happen. If you think about it, on Monday, we had a very, very informative show. We had a gentleman that drove in from New Orleans that works with mental health. We had Dr. Stromers, who came in to talk with us about things to get rid of that stigma with mental health. There is a symposium that's going on tomorrow that I want you to make sure that you are aware of. It's going to be taking place tomorrow there at Brownsville Community Center at 3200 West DeSoto Street. Now, there are so many other people that's going to be there that's going to be talking to you about things how we all need to be aware of. And ladies and gentlemen, they want to get rid of this stigma about when you say you've got mental health, that something is wrong, that you're crazy. No. We got to get rid of that. We need help. We need some things to talk about, or someone to talk about them too. And I'll tell you, I've spoken with Dr. Stromers again, and he's doing such great work with that area to make sure that our kids and our parents are on the same link. Now, this event is going to take place tomorrow at Brownsville Community Center. It's going to be from 12 until 4. They've got Mr. Roderick Johnson. He's going to be there. And there are other ones that's going to be there as well. I mean, I see we've got even Charles Gibson's going to be there. We've got Frederick Longmire Esquire. He's coming in to speak, as well as Mr. Alfred Williams. So I encourage you, I'm talking to the men now. This is for the men, and they're calling it Boys to Men. They're going to make sure, now this, let me clarify this as well. It's all free. Everything is free. The entry is free. You got free food. You got all of these different topics they're going to be talking about. They've got free information, free haircuts, free dress ties for everybody. And they've got, it's for the boys and for the men. So I want you to make sure, guys, that you get the boys, men, get up and get your sons ready and take them out there so you do this together. And I think what they're trying to teach you when they're handing out these free neckties, I hope they're not the clip-ons. I hope it's the one they're going to teach you how to tie it. Do you know how to tie a tie? Oh, wow. I wonder who really does. But either way, they've got that for you. But the fact of it is, this symposium is going to take place tomorrow, and it's absolutely free. And I know that Charles Gibson, he's going to bring a lot to the table to talk about, because he does a lot in the community. So don't forget about that. And I want to say to Dr. Stromers how much I appreciate the fact of what they have put together to make sure that our kids get their focus on not so much of these things that are happening in the community. And speaking of kids, let me clarify this, because I know a lot of people heard this morning that there was possibly a school shooting that was going around. There was this thing that was going around in the county, but no, I was listening to Sheriff Chip Simmons this morning. No, that has been taken care of. There's extra police presence at the schools, but they're safe. No, that was not really, sometimes they, as he said, they can tell when it's a prank and when it's the real thing, but they did check it out. So parents, be careful, breathe, and come on, exhale, because they are on top of their game, and they're going to make sure that our kids, to the best of their abilities, are taken care of. And I think that's another thing with this symposium that's going on this weekend, that we should consider, guys, fathers, brothers, uncles, cousins, to get together with the young men and bring them out to Brownsville so that they can be a part of that and learn other ways. Learn to talk about issues or things that are going on. That's the purpose of that symposium. So please don't forget, do that, because Dr. Stromers and they put together a great event, and right there in the heart of the community, to make a difference. Are you going to be there? Get those free things that they have for you. Are you going to be there? I know you will. And we're going to go on now and talk about some other events that's coming up for the weekend, and some things that happened earlier this week. I'm pretty sure not only I, but it affected you as well. And we were talking to Miss Diane White. She came in on Tuesday morning. And when she was talking, you know, she works for Better Homes and Gardens right here in the city. She's a realtor. But the fact of it is, my reasoning for having her on was to find out, with the economy how it is, and people maybe at the point they're afraid they're going to lose their homes, or what can they do to make sure that their homes are not lost, where they put all these years in to make sure that everything is safe, downsizing, whatever the case may be, but to be comfortable, especially some with our seniors who may feel, because they're on a fixed income. And as you know, when we talked about this on Tuesday, that with the economy, with the world how it is today, we're all rubbing and watching our monies closely so that we can be comfortable. But let's make sure, if you need to talk to this young lady, I talked to her last night, that she's ready there to help in any kind of way so that you can save and live comfortably on whatsoever it is. If you're on a fixed income, there are ways, if you learn to budget and don't step outside of that budget, but with the things how they are. She even stated, if you think back on Tuesday, she was talking about the fact with the economy, how even the interest rates of the homes were dropping coming up in a month or so. Oh, I'm happy about that. Wow, am I happy. But you can call her if you want to get more information in regards to doing things for your home to make sure you're safe. You can call her up at 698-5332. Excuse me, 698-5352. Now, I'll tell you one day why I laughed when I said 5332, why that number. But it's 698-5352. That's Diane. She'll do all she can to help you, even if it's trying to buy a home such a time as it is. And I encourage anybody nowadays to put your money, invest your money in something that's going to be yours. It is absolutely going to be yours. I encourage you now, if you want to be a part of the conversation, make sure you call me up at 850 432, look at me, I almost forgot the number, 7768. I got all these numbers here in front of me, but you can be a part of this conversation as well. If it's something you can add to it to make it better, we look forward to doing all we can to make a difference. I reached out yesterday to a young man. I tried to get him because I wanted you heard him call in every now and then. We call him the Kingdom Walker. Now, he is such a believer and with life and the things that he talks about. And I hope that he's listening today because he has always something so inspirational to get us through a lot of things. He gives us all of these acronyms I love to cause us to think on things that affect us. But we know where the answer is, but we got to realize how we got to get it. It's got to be consistency and believing and trusting in the Almighty. I hope he's aware because I tried to reach him yesterday. Oh, Kingdom Walker, you're a hard man to get in touch with, but I know that you're doing a great work in our city. When we were talking about this week, we had 2 people, now I think it was a total of 4, that lost their lives. They transitioned this week. One was one of my favorite actors, James Earl Jones. He passed away at the age of 93. Such a distinguished actor with that distinguished voice of his. And I tell you, it is so, one of his movies, there's 2 or 3 things that he did. Now, don't get me wrong, he was a great actor. There are a lot of movies that I've watched with him. And, you know, he was abandoned as a child. But look what he did, even though with that. What we're doing now, look at what he did. He lived to be 93 years old. That's a blessing there within itself. If you think back to the movie, Luke, I Am Your Father, all of my, no, that was Darth Vader. Do you remember all of those movies he was in other than Star Wars? Come on. Remember Claudine? Remember that with he and Diane Carroll? Remember the one he did with, let's see. It was one he did with Mufasa, the Lion King. That was the voice of Mufasa, was James Earl Jones. And I tell you, and you know, even though I'm a grown woman, but every time I see that movie, you know, it makes me cry when Simba is trying to wake up Mufasa after Scar has killed him. I mean, but you know, but James Earl Jones was the voice of Mufasa. These are the stars that have left such a dent in our history and our legacy. He went on, he did the movie also, was Field of Dreams. Remember that one? Remember that one? That was a great one, all about the baseball and all that. Remember the one, the Bingo Long? That was the Traveling All-Stars. Remember all of those. But you see, what I'm saying is he worked with Richard Pryor in movies, and I was looking at some things last night as I was gathering the things that I wanted to share with you today. When I look at what a mark that they left. And one thing that I will say about James Earl Jones, I have it, and I own it when it first came out. Do you know he read the Bible? You can get the Bible in his voice. And I listened to him. I mean, it is, when you're traveling, pop in that and, you know, just listen to him with that voice of his. And he reads the entire Bible. That is something within itself. Now, that was he died on the 9th, which was Monday. One that hit me like a brick. Because I tell you, I have been such a fan of this gentleman here forever. Frankie Beverly transitioned on the 10th. Now look at what happened in the lifespan of Frankie Beverly. You know, Golden Time of Day, Happy Feelings, you know, Joy and Pain, Look at California, It's Magic, Lady of Magic, and I can just go on and after the morning after. I mean, so many, because I've been a fan of his music, and I had the opportunity to meet him, to talk with him, and just to, every year when I would go to Orlando, just to travel down to the Tom Joyner family reunion. And I know Tom Joyner I thought I was a fan, but Tom Joyner was more of a fan than I. He Loved himself some Frankie Beverly. But what I looked at the fact that, Frankie just did his final tour. Out of all the years that Frankie has been doing music, over 50 years, he had never gotten a major award. But his music won't go anywhere. He had never gotten any of that. But then here in the last several years, he was being recognized and receiving his flowers, even while he was here. I mean, they had him. I went back and I was watching the tribute they did to him when there was the Clark sisters took his song and turned it into a gospel. But to look and to see how it affected him, he was crying in the audience. I say that, but do you see the graciousness and the goodness of God? He allowed him to finish his last tour, to go around the world, to finish his last tour, to say, okay, I put down the microphone, that I'm done with that. Then he transitioned. I just think God is so awesome, the way he allows things to happen. But I mean, with him, oh my God, he brought out the thing where everybody, you would wear the white. I mean, if you went to a Frankie Beverly concert, you didn't wear anything else but white. You had to wear the white. And when you wear that white, oh my goodness. I mean, it was just, I love Frankie so much, and I just hate that. I know we all got to go. He was 77 years old. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. How about you?
I am well, thank you. I'm well, thank you.
Wonderful. Oh, hi there, Anita.
Hi.
I just got the voice. I'm learning these voices now on the phone. How's it going with you today? Is there something I've overlooked?
Everything's going well today. I'm enjoying you this morning, like always.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes.
So what do you got going on this weekend?
Okay, this weekend, our church, Redemption Faith Global Ministry, has a community health and back-to-school event.
Oh, a back-to-school event?
Community health and back-to-school.
Okay. So where's it going to be?
It's going to be at Gold Point Resource Center. The address is 7000 Old Spanish Trail Road. We will have different vendors there, the Big Red Bus, Northwest Florida Area on Aging, Noni Place will be there. We'll have several other vendors there, and we'll also have space for the children can come and play and just have a good time. And we're just looking for people to come on out and fellowship with us on tomorrow and enjoy one another.
Absolutely.
And it will be from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, what is that prompted you to do a back to school? I mean, I think that's really different because, we started school back here, but you're doing a back to school bash now. I think that's thinking outside the box. Is it because maybe there's some people who didn't get the things that they possibly needed?
Yes, there are people that didn't get things that they needed. So we're coming back and we're going to do it tomorrow.
Excellent.
First come, first serve. Until they run out, we'll be giving out backpacks.
Okay, excellent. Now, where's that? Give me that location one more time.
It will be at the Gold Point Resource Center, 7000 Old Spanish Trail Road.
Well, thank you. I think that is so good. Well, thank you for calling to let us know what we've overlooked. Because, like I tell everybody every day, we don't want to overlook anything. If you've got something that I have not touched this week, hey, look, today is your day. You can call me up as well. And thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you so much.
You're so welcome. You have a wonderful, blessed day.
Thank you so much. All right, bye-bye. And everybody, you can do the same thing. We'll be back with more information for you on a lot of other things that I have not talked about. But let me encourage you again. If there's something I've overlooked for you, call up and let's talk about it. 850-432-7768. Sunshine's Corner.
Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sunshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sunshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
Animal Allies is looking for volunteers, and there are many ways that you can help. From taking care of cats to using your computer and social media skills, any and all assistance is greatly appreciated. We have morning and afternoon shifts every day or help at adoption events. You can even foster a kitty at home. And it counts towards community service hours for bright futures. Find Animal Allies Florida on Facebook and Instagram, or go to aaflorida.org/volunteer.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town, Sunshine's Corner. We are having a fantastic day. You know, really, I'm turning it around to you because we're just recapping everything that has happened earlier this week, and it's been a week. But I'm going to skip ahead because I don't want you to miss out on this opportunity. We had Stephanie Williams and Miss Kay on with us earlier this week. It was on Wednesday. And right now, as a matter of fact, it kicked off at 8 o'clock this morning there in Milton. Now, you can go by and join in on this senior event. There it is. That you look at the screen. They've got this senior health event that's going on, a wellness expo that's going on. So please, when I talk with Stephanie, they are so excited. They got the red bus there. They've got so many other things going on. If you remember, whatever you may be dealing with, and even Stephanie, she helps you as well as to help downsize. She's a realtor to do all of these things as well if you would want to be a part of that as well. So look, don't forget, travel over to Milton today. You see the address and everything that's on the screen that you can go out there and be a part of this today. I can barely hear you. You can be out there today and be a part of it. Today is the 13th from 8 o'clock until noon, 5629 Byram Street in Milton. So please go out and be a part of this event. And that way, you won't miss out on any of these activities going on today that's only going to be there for a little while, so you still got time to go by and be a part of it, okay? Do that. And when you get over there, you let them know, hey, look, I heard Sunshine talking about a game this morning right here on Blab TV. Look, so many things going on that you need to be a part of. So please, it's a senior expo that's going on that you can benefit from today. Now, we're going to take it a step further. Now, this week, we got to see something that went down in history. I have not spoken about it all week, and I think that's why I wanted to have this seat all by myself when I talk to you about, did you watch the debate this week? From what I understand, the number that was given out, that 68 million people viewed that show. We're talking about the presidential debate with Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. Now, that was a debate. And now I want to hear from you when it comes to that, because that debate, I think, went down in history. Because if you go back and you look all over social media, when they say that it was 68 million viewers. So think about, they haven't done I'm talking about the YouTube, all of the social media platforms, all of those things with your smart devices. So can you imagine the number? Why do you think that was so one of the bigger debates ever? I wonder how you feel. How do you feel about the debate? What do you think? I can't believe that you don't have any thoughts on it, because of the fact there was so much that was said, this is the time where, when I tell you, and I have talked this over and over and over and over, where it's got to be important that you, as the American people, you have got to make up your mind, because you have the power in your hand. Believe this or not, look at the picture I'm about to paint for you. If you saw the debate and was into it as I, did you not hear what I heard? This is why I tell you, when you want to be a part of making a decision, how do you do that, ladies and gentlemen? How do you do that, ladies and gentlemen? You have to exercise your right to vote. I mean, now this is when you've got to make up your mind, because we're only 50 some odd days out from November the 5th. So I don't know why is it or what is it going to be, because I still know that there's some people out there hanging out. They're not sure what they're going to do. But I also want to stress this. I believe this as well. See, a lot of people, and which is, I think, is a grown folk thing to do. What I'm saying is this: we got several phone calls, but let's go to the phone. Good morning.
Hi, Sonshine. I would like to speak on the debate on this week.
Please.
And just let you know that, I am very pleased and happy that Miss VP Harris held herself together. She presented the facts as they are.
Yes.
And made sure that she didn't fall into no traps with all these lies and rhetoric that her opponent provided throughout the process.
Right.
I mean, he made so many false statements that these areas that he was talking about, they will reach out to the correspondent and say, no, that is not true.
You talking about the cats and the dogs, right?
Exactly. I mean, there was a situation where something happened with the lady with the cat, but it was not what he was saying. He was blaming it on Haitian, and she was not Haitian, and it was not in that area where they was talking about.
Right.
And so there was a whole full story. Like the next day, the media, a reporter went out to talk to some of the people in that Springfield to talk about things that's going on and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So there's a whole lot of stuff. But for just the debate itself, I think she just really held herself up so well and just presented a plan that she had for the United States. I have a lot of people that keep on saying, well, she didn't give a plan, and he didn't either. But she did. She said exactly what she wanted to do, what her plan was going to be. He admitted that he did not have a plan.
Absolutely.
He had a concept.
So why do you think that this debate was got so many viewers? I mean, they're talking about over 68 million that was counted. That was earlier this week, so I'm sure that number has grown. What do you attribute that to, with this being one of the biggest, the most watched, the most viewed debates?
I think that people now are ready to really make a decision on which way they want to go.
Uh-huh.
And so now they're ready to get the correct information and really do some studying and some research on what the candidates have to say. And so it's drawing in these listeners. And then with all the undecided voters that's out there, they really are intrigued into finding out who they want to vote for, but they need to know more about the candidate. And so it's doing the Republican side, is doing the Democratic side, and also doing the undecided side, because people are really now down to the point where they got to make a decision, and they want to grasp any information and all the information that is available and that's out there for them.
Okay, I see. Well, you know what? I thank you, Dr. Martin, for calling in, because we got other calls that are holding, want to get in on this conversation. But I mean, I thank you so much for always participating. Now, if you think of something else, you want to add that to it, the number's always here for you, 850-432-7768. I appreciate your thoughts.
Thank you for the hot topic.
All right, bye-bye. And everybody, listen, if you want to be a part of this conversation, because I did not talk about it, I didn't even mention the debate earlier this week, reason being because I wanted to wait till Friday so that we can really just, after when the hype is gone, how is it that you're really feeling about what happened on Tuesday night? Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Linda.
How are you?
I'm good. I want to get away from politics because I try to stay in my lane. And I just want to say this ain't no joke. Don't be no dope. Just make sure you vote.
I love it.
Today is Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
That's come on now.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. Some people in the Western culture think it's an unlucky day because it's dealing with the Gregorian calendar, and most parts of the world deal with the Gregorian calendar.
Right.
And sometimes Friday the 13th comes up 3 times a year, but it comes from a Norse myth.
Uh-huh.
And we got to be careful what we spend our time paying attention to.
Amen.
And Friday the 13th comes from 12 gods having a dinner party in Valhalla. And Loki was not invited to that dinner party, and he arrived as the 13th guest. Well, he was deranged, so he arranged for Thor to shoot Balder with an arrow that was dipped in mistletoe, and that makes it poison. Now, if this sounds strange to people that don't understand or have never heard this in dealing with Friday the 13th, that means that they have gotten carried away with it. Remember when we was little, they said, step on the crack, you break your mama's back?
Oh, come on. Yes, I remember those little things.
And then you walk around people that had sidewalks around their house, and they had poured salt, a line of salt, all the way around the house.
You are so true.
That's to keep negative energies away. If we start this, Sonshine, in my upper room this morning, the Lord told me to tell people, if you thank him 13 times on Friday the 13th, you'll have a wonder-filled weekend.
I love it.
Seriously. So on Friday the 13th, if we make it a practice to just find 13 things that we can thank the Lord for, like breathing and seeing and eating and walking, if we do that, and we spend all day repeating those 13 blessings and praises, we'll have a wonder-filled weekend.
I love it. I got that. Wonder-filled. I love it.
I know time is limited. One more thing. You like the
tell
acronym,
me. Take your
Bible.
time. Okay.
Bible, B-I-B-L-E. Believing it brings life eternal.
Believing it brings
life eternal. And the whole world is in a mess right now, and it needs to be cleaned up. And what you need when you need to clean something up, pots and pans. Pots, prayers of the saints. Pans. Well, check this out. Pans, people and nations serving. I was serving when I found my wife 48 years ago, and we wound up serving this nation for 71 years combined in and with the military. So if you seek to serve, what does the Lord say? Seek ye first the kingdom.
That's
and
right.
all these other things will be given to you.
He sure said
But
it.
if you seek to serve your community, you won't be bored. No. You won't be thinking about suicide. You'll be thinking about riding high on the mighty clouds of joy.
Oh, I love it.
God bless y'all. Supernatural blessing. Y'all have a supernatural weekend.
You do a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Kingdom Walker. I tell you, I love him. I had tried to reach that because I'm going to. I want to have him on the show with him because he is just so filled with positivity. And I mean, he is right. The times that we're living in now, we need all of the things he's talking about. With all of these things, with the debate that went on this week, I mean, come on, my dear friends. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, I'm just wondering why people can't look at somebody's record when they're going to vote for him. Okay? Because we know what Trump did when he was in his office. Why even look at anybody else? The country was doing great when he was in office and everything. I don't care who ran for president.
Right.
He has a record that we can see. And why people don't vote for him blows my mind because the country was doing great when he was in office. And so that's just something I don't understand, why people are having such a problem trying to figure out who to vote for. You know what he did. Why take a chance with anybody else? Anybody. I don't care who was running.
I hear you.
Why would you take a chance when you know what he did? You know what I'm saying?
I understand totally. I understand. Now, did you watch the debate here the other night?
Yes.
What were you? Okay, and I understand that you already you're saying that we don't have to. Why should we have to go through that? Is what you're saying. So even with the fact when he said he's working on a plan, what did you think about that?
He's working on a plan for what?
He said that he didn't have a plan for what he wanted to do.
the thing is, I don't care what has been said. I know what he did when he was in office. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't care what's being said now, back and forth about anybody. I mean, look at what he did, is what I'm saying.
Right?
And the country was doing great when he was the president. And when he got out, everything went to crap.
Can you give me some specifics, if you don't mind?
Specifics?
Specifics on what he did, yes.
What he did? Well, when he was in office, blacks, whites, Hispanics was equal as far as every amount of people working. That statistics has been shown. Okay, everybody was pretty much taken care, equal. The economy was doing better. Gasoline was better. I mean, my mortgage rents were lower. Everything. In fact, when he was in, I got a mortgage at 2%. I got it. I know. Okay? And now what is a mortgage rate? It's unreal. People can't even afford to buy a house.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, people need to look at what he did when he was in office. The country was doing great, and why even look at anybody else? I don't care who was running on either the Republican or Democrat Party.
Okay. Can I ask you one more question? Okay. Now, with the fact that, with the separation that we see that sometimes he put into words, how do you feel about that?
Separation of what?
People.
Separation of people is because the Democrat Party keeps pushing race constantly. That's the only thing they got to put out there. They have nothing else to put out there at all. I mean, they did nothing on the economy. They did nothing on gas price. They did nothing on food, nothing, okay? That's the only thing they got to say anything about. So it's ridiculous. It really is.
With the fact that we're just having a conversation. Well, I always ask people if they want to have a conversation, let's have the conversation. That when the downplay on everybody else is always so negative, that affects the country. That affects everybody, the American people.
That's right.
And so, with that.
Wait a minute. What did you say separated people?
The negativity. It's always, when I see things, and I'm just calling out things that I see, when he talks about people, it's always negative, especially with people of color.
Well, like I said, I don't know what, I follow this stuff all the time, and I see what's being said, but I know what the country was like when he was in office, period. I mean, if I was going to, hire somebody back, I would hire somebody that did a good job. Okay. I wouldn't hire somebody and take a guess that maybe they'll do it right.
Okay.
That just don't make sense to me. I know what he did. I'd be crazy to vote any other way.
Well, sir, that's why we have this show, because I want to hear everybody's side. And I appreciate you coming, calling, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. And you see, everybody, this is why we have Sunshine's Corner. I want everybody to understand that, please, I'm not telling you who or what, where, when, or what to do. All I'm asking you to do is voice your opinion. Let's talk about it. If we can't talk about it, we'll never get anywhere. If we can't sit there and look at both sides of the coin, we'll never get anywhere. And I do believe we have a text message that just came in. The president has nothing to do with mortgage rates. That's controlled by the federal government. And I think I see the point that you're making, because the gentleman, he said that because it's mortgage rate. But the fact of it is, ladies and gentlemen, for the text message is called, thank you so very much for sending us that text, if you will. And I want you to be a part of this conversation. Okay, we're going to run to break, and we're going to come back because we got another call holding. So please, if you be a part of this conversation, it's the best thing that you could ever do. Call in today at 850-432-7768. Sunshine's Corner, I need to talk to you.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car, because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Keep going, more. No, stop!
Gilmarine, your one-stop shop for all your boating needs. We offer a vast selection of parts, accessories, and electronics. Discover our range of used boats in every size, shape, and brand, all ready to get you on the water today. And we provide expert advice and top-notch customer service to ensure you have the best boating experience. We service all outboard, inboards, stern drives, jet drives, and personal watercraft. Our certified staff will get you back on the water. Visit Gilmarine at 3541 West Fairfield Drive, Pensacola.
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m. Hosted by Sergeant Melanie Peterson and David Craig. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services is a one-stop shop because you can come get your windshield replaced, and right behind that replacement at the same appointment, we will calibrate the cameras, and when you leave, everything's ready to go. There's no need to go to the dealership, or there's no need to come back for another appointment. We just take care of it at one time. We put the customer first, and we strive to do everything right the first time.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services, your one-stop shop with same-day service.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town, Sunshine's Corner. And you know, we're covering things that happened this week, but we've gotten stuck right here. And I think we should be stuck right here. We're talking about the debate that went on earlier this week on Tuesday night. I want to hear from both sides. I want to hear from everybody. Let me hear your opinion on why you feel the way that you feel. Because this year coming up in November is a very, now, I always have to like to say this. Every election is crucial. But I think this year is even more so. I do believe we have a call on hold. Is that right, Jen? And let's go to the phone lines. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
This is my first time knowing that this was something available for people to come on your show to communicate their opinions. And I really appreciate this forum to give me an opportunity to give my opinion.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's here for us.
Thank you. I was just listening to the prior conversation about Donald Trump's resume.
Yes.
But the debate, from my opinion, I believe if you want to look at a resume, and that was an interview, it seems like the vice president came across more prepared and basically more able to present themselves as a individual that's ready for that position as being the president of the United States.
Right.
And that's just from the perspective of how she carried herself.
Yes, she did.
But in reference to Donald Trump and the conversation around his resume, let's remember he inherited a great economy from the Obama administration.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that one thing about a leader, and I'm a vet, is that you got to be very cautious of what you do when you are put into a leadership role.
Right.
When he was advised about the COVID, he did not advise the American people truthfully about getting us prepared for it. He mismanaged the COVID situation, and he was putting his economy over people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what a true leader does. And that's dangerous when you're having someone in that type of position. So if you want to talk about a resume, you have a person who goes around and talk strange things about bleach.
Yes.
And then you want to sit here and say that because of what he did with the actual vaccine, he didn't do anything. Those are corporations.
That's right. That's right.
That's a poser. We call people like that posing. Mm-hmm. And those people are dangerous. And right now, we need to have a steady hand at the helm. As I said again, as a prior military vet, you got to understand we're not the only people who are watching this in America. There's other leaders looking at this,
right.
And he was a laughing stock.
Right.
So right now, I have nothing against a person who wants to vote because of their political
I agree. I agree. Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just a matter of, does it make sense?
Absolutely.
And right now, you have a person getting on national TV and talking about eating cats. That's embarrassing.
God. I mean,
that's very embarrassing. It doesn't make sense to me. How can you sit here and be undecided, regardless of what you want to look at? And I'll be honest with you, neither candidate in my book represent Jesus Christ.
You better talk to me.
So if there's Jesus Christ up there and he is not running, but the bottom line is you got to sit here and stop and be not just so spiritually minded that you can't be earthly understanding that sometimes you got to have somebody who's going to be representing better than what you can deal with. And right now, the vice president is better for the situation.
Right. And I thank you so much because I sit here and I want people to understand, and I want to give them the opportunity to speak their piece, but I want them to make sense with it. I mean, make sense. And I appreciate this, and know this, that this show here is with you every day, Monday through Friday.
Thank you for the opportunity to communicate.
You're so very welcome.
You.
Have a great day. Everybody, please, now, if you would like to be a part of this conversation, please. We're talking about the debate that that was Tuesday night, and I forgot about the part about the cats, and the dogs. We have another text message. Hold on here. Absolutely. Well, in reference to the text message that we just received, they are in agreement with the gentleman that just hung up, the vet, as far as he was the former president had inherited what the good stuff that was done by President Obama. And then now the text also said that what they're doing now is cleaning up the mess that he left, the former president. And that's what's happening with Biden and Harris. Oh, what a conversation. But this is the type of conversation we need to have. And if you would like to be a part, I encourage you. 850-432-7768. This is the only way that we're going to get through through anything like this, because if you're not willing to talk about it, and I want to say to the gentleman that called, I appreciate the fact that he voiced his opinion. That's what he feels. And this is America. We have the right to have that. And I want you to feel the same way. Let's talk about it. That's how you find solutions. If you talk about it and really see what's right there in front of you. What I want to say about that also, if you think about this, when in the debate, they also touched the part about the Project 2025. I want to encourage everybody, if you have not seen or read over that document, if you call Movement for Change with Mr. What's his name? Got me all messed up. McIntosh. He has that already printed out for you, because it's the ones that you really need to take heed to. You need to call Movement for Change and talk to Mr. McIntosh. He will give that to you so you will understand it even more, because I think when you read it, or I'll tell you, if you just go, all I can say is this: when you go to the internet, just key in Project 2025, watch how many things gonna pop up. It's a lot to read, but look, that's knowledge, that's power. Please do yourself a favor and check it out. We'll be back with more, and I want to hear from you also about the debate that went on Tuesday night with former President Trump and Vice President candidate Kamala Harris. Keep it here, Sunshine's Corner.
I just remembered it's election day. Are you going to vote?
I don't know. I don't think I'll have time today.
Millions of eligible voters in America never make it to the polls or even register to vote. When you don't vote, you're letting other people make decisions for you and pick the things your taxes will pay for. Voting is more than a civic duty. It gives you a voice about the priorities and the future of your community and our nation. Voting gives you a seat at the table.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quince Dieter, and I am Blab TV.
Know a veteran who needs help? Nation's Finest provides supportive services to veterans and their families who are struggling with housing-related costs. Visit nationsfinest.org or call 1-833-468-9676. That's 1-833-468-9676.
The Reesburg Institute, Pensacola's ear, nose, throat, and voice center. We welcome you to visit us at our convenient Davis Highway location in Pensacola. At the Reesburg Institute, we offer the most advanced treatment available in a calm, stress-free environment. Since 2014, we've performed over 1,000 cases in office of balloon sinus surgery, as well as septoplasty and nasal procedures using oral sedation. The in-office procedures result in a faster healing time. Visit us and feel the difference.
Hello, my name is Eric, and this was my first visit to Little John's. The selection, the pricing here, and the customer service were outstanding. I would definitely recommend. The staff was very friendly, and they'll get you what you need.
Hi, this is John with Little John's Big and Tall here in Pensacola, Florida at 5700 North Davis Highway. Check us out at littlejohnsbigandtall.com, where we can take care of you with extra large up to 14X and large tall to 6X tall.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. I'll tell you, I say this often, when we've got a hot topic that's really hot, the time just seems to go by so fast. But let me say this. I'm not in no way, shape, form, or fashion. You have your views, I have my views. The fact of it is, what I'm trying to get everybody that's viewing this show, when you run into me on the streets and we're talking, when you inbox me on social media, the things that you talk about, please do your research, find out the real deal for yourself, and make your decision on who you're going to vote for. That's your right. Make your decision. That's your right. That's what you've got to do. Make your decision to speak loudly. Good morning.
Sonshine, you had a caller that called in that was supporting Trump, and you asked him a question about how he feels about him speaking negative and mainly towards people of color. He never answered that question. And I just think that when we have a leader should be able to lift people positivity, uplift people of all races, all creeds, and and always be looking out for the best interest for everybody and not just a small portion of people. Absolutely, I agree. But that's the thing I want to stop. That's the thing that I want us to see as a country. American people, please. There are so many other things that we've got to discuss. I don't have time to do it today, but we'll be back Monday, and we're going to continue a conversation. But the fact of it is, I don't think that it takes negativity to get anything out positive. I think you're right. I mean, you may not like some things I do, but don't judge that because of my pigmentation. Correct. Don't do that because of that. What I'm saying to you today is this. Please exercise your right to vote, ladies and gentlemen. Look, we are planning on this is going to be a historical election this year. But if you think that we are going through difficulties now, read Project 2025. Look at the things that are happening around you. Make your decision there. Are you going to thank you so much, Eric. I got to run because, man, I can't believe it. I got 3 minutes left, but thank you. Great episode. Great episode. All right, thank you so much. And everybody, all I'm saying is this, there's so many things that's going on. I just want to reiterate this because when the time goes by and I want so much more to say, I don't have enough time. But now we've had a great conversation today
in regards to a lot of things that happened this week and the things that are coming up. But what I want you to realize is this also, to make sure that you do this. Exercise your right to vote. Also, now this weekend, there's a very important event that's coming up on Saturday. It's going to be there at 5:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be a Suicide Prevention Awareness Walk. Michelle Gant, a sweet young lady, I've known her for quite some time, and she's sharing her story of the fact how she lost her son. And we're asking everybody, if you've got a loved one that you would like to be a part of this event, bring that picture, meet them there at Museum Plaza. You know exactly where it is. Be there, and let this be a statement. Coming together, I'll say it till I can't say it anymore, collectively, if we put all of our resources together and learn more, do more, come together more as a community, we can put a change in a lot of things. But it's going to take us not going separate, but us coming together. And Michelle, I know that that will be successful. It has been a fantastic week. I tell you, also tomorrow, Pink in the City is going to kick off tomorrow afternoon at, Corrine Jones Community Center with Mamie Hickson, who always put on a great event. They're going to be making donations to 3 different, she got breast cancer. I'm trying to think of the one she told me. I think she said Alzheimer's, and it's one more. But they're going to be making donations up to at least $3,000 to each one of these entities. So please make sure. And there it is right there. The Roaring 20s Pick in the City. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to go out there with my flappers on and have me a good time so I can be a part to make a difference right here in the city. Guys, I tell you, it's been a fantastic week, and we've had a lot to cover. And we got a lot more to cover. Coming up on Monday, make sure you're here because I have a young lady. You probably saw her on Steve Harvey. She is a beautiful young lady, has done some great things, and we're going to show how the young girls, how you can be a pageant as well. Got to get out of here. Leave it as I do every day. Never, ever lose your focus, friends. Always remember to keep God first in whatever you do. Handle it that way, and I guarantee you'll be a total success. Until Monday morning, 9 o'clock, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. Have a safe weekend.
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.